welcome to the It Doesn't Hold Up podcast. We review and reevaluate all things remember fondly from our childhood and years prior to see if they still hold up. And if not, they probably don't. I'm Stuart Shepherd along with my co-host, good friend Smith, Michael Smith. Smith, how are you doing, you double O legend?
I'm very well, thank you, Stu. And how are you?
I'm just fine, and this podcast is for your eyes only.
Oh, Oxpussy
Oh, what?
is
Sure.
also one.
Man with a golden gun. That's another one.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that's a little tease for what we're doing this week. But before we get onto that, I want to talk about last episode's feedback, which was Problem Child. Oh my God, we got a wealth, and I mean a wealth of feedback, even before we'd even recorded the podcast, and then some after. So, in no particular order, one of my favourites with a lit symbol or a fire symbol, presume that means
One
that
of
film is lit.
one of your favourites. Have
Is
you
it my
seen no
feedback?
other films?
Fuck that little prick, kid.
And he's a fucking slap, is what he
Yeah.
needs.
The lads being us, the lads have looked back at this slice of 90s nostalgia. Can't lie, I had not seen the film. The pod was still entertaining as always, though. Thank you.
Mm.
Great film. Shame the headmaster is now a convicted nonce. So, by headmaster, I presume he meant Gilbert Godfrey because he plays a headmaster in part two. Now, I looked
No,
into
Gilbert
this.
Gottfried is not a nonce. Gilbert Gottfried is dead.
Yeah, he
He wasn't
died
a nonce. Are you? I think is someone mixing it up with Jeffrey Jones
probably.
from
Yeah,
like Ferris Bueller or stuff
that's
like
what I
that. I think
think.
someone's probably mixing their movies up here.
Yeah, because I googled that and no, he was a bit outrageous, Gilbert Godfrey, but he wasn't a nonce. So yeah, that's completely wrong. And this one is going to lead nicely in what we're doing today. Great podcast, guys. Glad you finally got round to my Bond suggestion. Moonraker is a good choice as it has things that are genuinely good, but a lot to laugh at. Looking forward to future episodes. So, thank you very much.
Very good. I'm enjoying your James Bond t-shirt. Did you buy that
Oh, yes.
specifically for this, or do you just own that?
I own that. My wife got that for me a few years ago, and then I always like to dress up for our podcast. I was thinking, oh, what can I wear to the program? I was like, because we wore bow ties last week, and I thought, should I wear a tux? Like, I've got that James Bond t-shirt. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? If you're watching on YouTube, it's just a silhouette of Bond in the little circle like at the start of the Bond movie. It's very cool.
But which Bond?
Take your pick.
Hmm,
Well, that might
Lazenby.
Lazenby, everyone's favourite Bond, Lazenby. Right. So, yeah, this episode's nomination came from me, I believe. Yes, it was me. So we thought finally we're going to get round to some of those suggestions that people have thrown at us. We've not covered Bond yet, and Bond is something very special to me. I absolutely love James Bond. It's a staple of my childhood, and I've enjoyed it as an adult. And to be honest, the reason why I chose Moonraker is not because Moonraker is necessarily a favourite of mine. It's because all of those Roger Moore movies have merged into one. So I couldn't tell this one apart from this, The Spy Who Loved Me. There's only a couple that really stand out,
Well,
like The Man with the Golden Gun and
this
Live and Let Die.
this and The Spy Who Loved Me have a very similar plot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so this came from me. So brief synopsis, this is the 11th outing of James Bond, the fourth with Roger Moore. It is about 007 investigating the theft stroke disappearance of the Moonraker shuttle and, hijinks ensues. It leads to a very
Mm.
elaborate and ridiculous plot that takes place in space. So there you go.
There were moments in this when I'll get to them when we go through it that I had questions that the films proceeded to answer in the most perfunctory way possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this came out a day apart between the UK and USA, I guess, because it was joint production. We got it first, yeah, in June
Sucks
1979.
to be you, Yankee Doodle Dandies.
Indeed, finally, British film, British soil. But yeah, we got it first, June 26th, I think, 1979. States got it June 27th, 1979. Now, obviously, 1979, we weren't alive, but these films are on repeat, as I've already said. So,
Yeah, sure, weren't alive. I'm not 70.
yes, yes. So anyway, I don't believe we've done 1979, not as such anyway. We kind of covered it with 40 Tales, that's more 1975. So what we're doing for our
Yeah.
scene set.
Now, if we have done 1979 and I've showed you these scene setting facts before, then I apologize, but I drink. And so my memory is like Swiss cheese. Okay, so what was going on in 1979? So, first things first, and this is going to have a little bit of a film tie-in. The Iran hostage crisis begins. Now, have you ever seen Argo?
I'll go fuck yourself.
Ah, bum bum. Indeed, great film.
It
So,
is.
yep, that's set in this 1979. So it gets a standoff night after night for over a year. Those people were held hostage. From the sublime to the ridiculous, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979, leading to the inevitable Rocky III. dedicated to the memory of the brave members of the Mujahideen.
Wait a
Um,
minute. You mean Rocky 4? That was the Russia one.
I meant Rambo 3 is what I
Oh,
meant. I
that
fucked
makes
it
more sense.
completely. Yeah, yeah,
That makes
Rambo
more
3.
sense.
I said
That's fine.
Rocky. I was getting my Stallones mixed up.
Same
There you
shit.
go. Yeah, no, Rambo 3, which is dedicated to the brave fighters of the Taliban. If you get to the end credits, I don't think it's there anymore. I think they might have taken that one out.
Right.
Number three, Monty Python's Life of Brian hits UK cinemas and instantly becomes a national culture hour with accusations of blasphemy, protest, and even local bans in parts of the UK.
Wow.
Um, Also in 1979, Three Mile Island, the nuclear accident in America happened. There's a great documentary on Netflix about it if you want to watch it. It's not quite as devastating as Chernobyl or Fukushima, but it's still an interesting tale of when nuclear power goes wrong. The NASA space station Skylab fell out of the sky in 1979, re-entered the Earth's atmosphere and broke up over the Indian Ocean and Australia. 1979 saw the launch of the Sony Walkman. Went on sale in Japan on July 1st, 1979.
Wow. I thought
So
it'd been earlier than that. Okay.
no, not the Walkman. They obviously you had like tape technology,
Mm,
but it's making it small enough to be able to carry it
yeah, yeah.
around with you. Also in 1979, McDonald's launched the Happy Meal.
Wow. So there was
In
no
19,
kids' meal per se before that.
no kids meal per se. Do you want to guess what the very first Happy Meal toys were? I did just look that up because I wasn't sure.
Well, surely it's the original one, like Hamburglar and Ronald McDonald and Grimace and all that, wasn't it?
Well, let's not forget this is the 1970s, so it was shit. Included a circus theme box featuring toys such as a McDoodle stencil, a McWrist wallet, an ID bracelet, a puzzle lock, spinning top, or a McDonaldland character-shaped eraser.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds pretty boss.
Fun for all the family. Um, okay, do you want to take a guess on what the number one selling single of 1979 was in the UK?
Oh, might that have been Kate Bush, Wuthering Heights?
No, it was, and you'll never guess.
Go on.
Bright eyes burning like fire.
The
Bright
hell is
Eyes
that?
by Art Garfunkel from the
Uh,
film Wash Down.
oh, okay. Each
In
to
the
their own.
US, do you get a guess what the US number one song was?
Some sort of Bruce Springsteen. I don't know.
It was My Sharona by The Knack,
Oh, good song.
a song about nonsense.
Not a good song.
Listen to the lyrics. Um, What was the number one grossing film in the UK in 1979?
Oh, was it
Actually,
this one?
let's do the US first. What was the US number one grossing film of 1979 in
Trying to think.
domestic grosses according to Box Office Mojo?
Trying to think what came out in 1979. I'm gonna. I think I've got my year wrong, but no, I was gonna say The Godfather Part Two. I think that was earlier than that.
It's not Think Big, Think Bird, Think
Think-
Plane,
Oh, Superman.
Superman. And in the UK, it was indeed Moonraker,
Mm,
which we are about to cover. And that is all the stuff that's fit to print from 1979.
awesome sauce. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Right. Now, I've already mentioned it earlier. I could not
Mm.
pinpoint exactly when I saw this movie, but what I can say is when I was a young lad and
When I was a young girl, I
when I was a young warthog. No, when I was a young man, Saturday afternoon. I mean, it's still not much different now. It's still showing it on ITV2 on repeat every weekend. But on Saturday afternoons, they all and early evening, they always seem to show the Sean Connery and Roger Moore Bond movies, right? And I think I preferred Roger Moore back in the day to Sean Connery. Kind of changed my opinion on that now. But yeah, they were always on, and from I don't know the age of like 6 through to like 9, I would just watch these films on repeat, like constantly every single time they were on. So when Timothy Dalton did License to Kill, I found it distracting that he didn't look like Roger Moore or Sean Connery. I was like, oh, no, 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 he
mm,
doesn't look like Bond, like that. So yeah. So I was very, very small when I watched this, but I couldn't pinpoint Moonraker exactly because I've mixed a lot of these films up. What about you?
well, so some of them have almost exactly the same plot. So I can't again. I can never pinpoint really when I first saw a lot of these films. It's these vague memories of seeing stuff on TV. Although weirdly you say this, I think was on TV the other week.
It was, I
Pretty sure I
recorded
was. I sure was.
it.
Yeah, I was flipping across and I saw Drax getting shoved into an airlock, and I was like, oh. Um, what I do remember very clearly is I don't know if you recall this, but there was a period where they started to re-release the Bond films on VHS, and they had new covers that were sort of black and had the picture of Bond's face with sort of like a little
Mhm.
motif of
Yep.
007. And I had this one.
Did you?
I had a number of them. But I definitely had this one. So this one was on sort of semi-regular rotation. I think I had this. I think I had The Spy Who Loved Me. Again, same plot. I think I had GoldenEye certainly. Doctor No, I think I had in that list as well. So I had a few. I kind of was going through a period where every Saturday I get my pocket money, I go down to HMV and I pick up a VHS and I pick up one of the Bonds. And then I think after about 6 or 7 weeks, I got bored of doing that and started buying other stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I had this. So I had this on fairly regular rotation as part of my VHS collection, which was nowhere near as huge as my current DVD and Blu-ray
yeah.
collection, but was still not modest.
So if I remember this correctly, I'm not sure if it was the DVDs, but the videos did it as well. If you put them all together, did it make all the
Yeah,
faces of the various actors who played James Bond?
yes, it did. I
Very,
never got
very
enough for a
cool.
single face.
Yeah. I do remember as well in I think it was the late 90s, there was a marathon of one like every Thursday night. They showed every single
Hmm.
one of them and they put them on at night. So the ones that were a bit more violent or had swearing or in it or sex, well, they can actually show that. And they even threw into that Casino Royale, as in the Peter Sellers one. I was like, come on, it's not a James Bond movie.
No, it's barely a movie. Piece of shit that is. Was that all like
Yeah.
leading up to one of the new ones being on TV for the first time? Because that's usually what they do.
Yeah, it might have been like GoldenEye or Tomorrow Never Dies. No, I think it was The World Is Not Enough. They were building up to The World Is Not
Mm,
Enough going to be on. But yeah. So there you go. But
mm.
yes, like I said though, I've always been a huge fan of Bond. It's part of my childhood to watch that. Whether that's at home at cinema or wherever else.
Well,
Yeah.
see, this is interesting because it was for me as well. And up until recently, or up until this, I'd rewatched a couple of the Daniel Craig ones.
Hmm.
So I was showing my partner Hannah them for the first time. I think she hadn't seen Skyfall. So, oh, let's watch Skyfall. It's a good film. And I've rewatched all of the Brosnan, well, the first three Brosnan ones. I've not bothered with to Die Another Day, but I have rewatched World Is Not Enough recently. I've rewatched When It Dies recently, but I haven't gone back and watched any of these for quite some time.
So,
For
so
something that was such a big part of British cinema history at the time, when we were kids, it was James Bond and the Carry On films were always on TV all the
yep,
time. Now, I
yep.
never liked the Carry On films because they're shit, but you'd watch it and go like, "Oh, just be on." They'd be flicked, they'd be on.
Hmm.
And now they're not just on as much. They are on. They're not just on all the time, and
Yeah,
it's not talked about as often. I don't think James Bond.
no. And I do think when they are on, they're on throwaway ITV channels like ITV2. They're not necessarily on the mainstream ITV1. And at peak
Yeah.
time, they're just on like a random 2 o'clock in the afternoon
Mm.
ITV2 or something like yeah, like a Carry On movie. There you go. Now, before we really start going down a rabbit hole and we get on to the plot and stuff, just a quick one. Who is your favourite James Bond? We joked about it at the end of last episode.
Someone asked me this earlier, and I don't. I honestly, I I don't think I can answer that question because they've all got good films and bad films. Like, I mean, for me, it'd be hard pressed to get a sort of a better, like pure Bond film. If you take away all like the later Daniel Craig stuff to go to a pure like Bond film, GoldenEye, it's got to be right up there in terms of like it's got the innuendo, it's got this kind of the slickness, it's got a bit of the comedy,
Oh no,
it's
that's the
updated
film. I'm
slightly.
talking about the actor. Okay, let's do that then. Your favourite Bond film, or if you
Well, yeah, probably GoldenEye. I'd say it's probably GoldenEye is my favorite Bond film. Um,
interesting.
But what I mean is like, so that's like Pierce Brosnan. Oh, he's great in that. He's absolutely great in that. And then the rest of his are like middling
Mm,
to terrible. And the same like Connery, great, but Diamonds Are Forever, really. Oof, come on. Or Thunderball. It's not. It's a bit dull.
oh, Thunderbolt's boring. And I've never
Thunderball's
seen
really
Never
boring.
Say Never Again, which is essentially the same film but
It
remade, and it's
can't.
not official Bond movie.
Yeah, it can't be more because his aren't great. It's not Lazenby. Dalton's good, but I mean, is it Craig consistently the best films? He's got
I
at least three good ones out of five.
For me, if it ain't Craig, it's Timothy Dalton. I don't know Timothy Dalton only did two, but I really love License to Kill. Right, that's a great
Yeah,
movie.
but Living Daylights is a bit forgettable.
And that's the thing that brings it down. So it's like, was he a great Bond or was that just a great Bond movie? So yeah, it's difficult. So
Right.
for me, it's as in favorite Bonds, it's between Craig and Dalton. And I think favorite Bond movie ever though, I'd say Goldeneye. Goldfinger, because it seems to be the staple. It's like the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like
Archetype.
yeah, it's just when you think of a Bond movie, and even where all the cliches come from,
Mm.
they all come from Goldfinger.
It's the
You
one
know,
that collected
definitive,
all of
definitive.
it,
That's what I meant to say. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, definitive. And it's the one that galvanized all of those different elements into the first thing. So, you see Doctor No's got bits of it, Thunderbolt's got
yeah.
bits of it, From Russia with Love's got bits of it, and then suddenly in Golden it's like all the kind of the formula came together. And it's like,
Goldfinger, you mean?
that's it. Goldfinger, yeah, sorry. Goldfinger, the formula came together, like, that's it.
Yeah,
That's a Bond film. And then they just repeated that a lot. And
yeah.
when you get to this point, it's becoming a parody of itself in that it's just not to say that this doesn't have some good stuff to recommend it, but we'll get onto it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I think that's enough scene setting and general discussion. Should we get into the plot? And I don't say plot because there is actually a plot in this. It's a silly
There is
plot. There is a
it's a,
plot.
it's the plot of The Spy Who Loved Me, but with space instead of water. But it's
Now, see, here's the problem. I can't remember the spy who loved me, but I guarantee if I sat down and watched it, I go, oh yeah, I remember all of that.
yeah, I
But
think
I
Spy Who Loved
can't
Me was.
picture it.
I
I know
think
it's got
the villain's
Jaws in it.
Carl von Stromberg. I think is the villain. He wants to create a master race under the sea. I mean, it's the same fucking thing.
Oh, well, yeah. All I remember that was the car going underneath the water, the Lamborghini, and Jaws is in it. And that's when at the start when he's skiing and the parachute with the British flag comes out. That's literally all I
There's a
can remember that movie.
it's, so the villain in that one has like a you're sitting in a chair at his table and he presses a button and like you go down into a shark tank. That's in his. That's in that one.
Yeah, see, I thought that was You Only Live Twice. Do you
No,
see
that's
how I jump?
Piranha. That's
Right.
Piranhas.
Do you see how these movies all merge into one? Because they're very
Also,
similar.
and I know we're getting well off topic here, but the Spy Love Me is also the one where he's got a gun under the table. So under like where he sits at his desk, the villain, he's got a gun under the table. There's like a barrel that goes all the way down to the other end of the gun, and James Bond kills him by shooting back through the other side of it.
Well, thanks
Because
for
the guy's like,
spoiling it.
"Oh, you've seen it."
I don't remember that.
And you won't remember it the next time you watch it either in about 20 years.
True, true. I do. Yeah, maybe I should go back and watch that now.
It's
Anyway,
a good
right.
one. Spy Love Me is good. Spy Love Me
Yeah,
is about. It's better than this.
good theme tune as well.
Mm.
Right. Anyway, so Moonraker. So MGM, United Artists. Always
Again, that
like,
MGM roaring line is just Bond.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Always. It's either that or Rocky or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely Bond. What I always loved about the Roger Moore ones when it, dun, 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 and when he's walking along, he's got flared
I
trousers
know.
on.
I've written there, dear. Look at the flares of man. Look at the state of him.
Love it. But yeah, I always thought the way Sean Connery jumped and shot, and he was wearing a hat. I always used to find that distracting.
Mm.
Whereas Bond at least looks the part, like Sean Connery, sorry, Roger Moore when he walks past and shoots. So I thought that was cool. Right, so we get a British Boeing 747 plane carrying the Moonraker space shuttle on top. No, that's not possible. That is ridiculous. Straight
That
away,
was,
no,
yeah. So is that how they do it?
no.
It might, it might be. What? I don't know. I'll
I
look
don't
it
know.
up.
I'm sure that space shuttle is infinitely heavier than that Boeing 747, but all right, whatever. We see two hoodlums sneak out of compartments, presumably on the shuttle themselves, and they activate the shuttle, thereby blowing the toy plane up below.
I say I love that. I love the fact that in this, those bad guys. If you did this now, those bad guys would wear like tactical vests
Oh yeah,
like like gloves and stuff. These are just like a couple of guys dressed like they're going down the pub.
they just come out of some small compartments where they probably keep the food.
Leather jacket on. Oh, God, blimey.
Yeah, smoking. Yeah, yeah, and those guys never come back. It's not like they're henchmen or anything. We get M on the phone to the MOD minister at MI6 about the Moonraker supposed crash, and then M asks Moneypenny if Bond has landed in England yet, and we are informed he's on his last leg. Cut, cut straight away to Bond getting off with some woman and feeling up her leg, and
Just
then she,
does this so much in this film. There's so much of this in this movie. It's
yeah,
so stupid.
in this I was playing Guess the Bird he's gonna shag. Because
Every time he walks in a room, someone's knickers fly off. Take someone's eye out of that.
stupid, sexy Roger Moore. Right. And then this woman pulls a gun on him, and then the
Where was
captain
she keeping
emerges with a
that
gun.
gun?
What? How did she bolt that plane? And also, I'm like, are we meant to believe this has literally continued from The Spy Who Loved Me? Or is this just somebody else's fiendish plan? Because it always seems, but then there's sometimes that happens at the start of Bond movie. Someone's trying to kill him and he stops them, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily a grand villain. It's just
Mm,
someone's always trying to kill Bond. Yeah, because the captain emerges with a gun and a parachute, shoots out the cockpit, and tends to
I
shoot
love,
Bond.
love, I love the pilot. He looks exactly like, do you know Patrick Marber?
No, who's that?
The actor Patrick Marber, and like playwright and director, but he was in the Day to Day and Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. He basically his best character is Peter O'Hanrahan, and he looks exactly like him.
All right.
And I just love how blasé he is when he just sort of turns around and shoots the controls and then just tries to walk past one. It's like,
It's if he was just going to let him put his parachute on and jump out. And then they fight, and then Bond pushes the captain out of the plane, but Bond is pushed out by Jaws. He's back
Where was
again.
he?
Where was
Was
he
he
the
hiding?
co-pilot?
He's in the bog.
Now, when we spoke offline, I told you this bit was at the beginning,
Hmm.
and you were like, "No,
Yeah.
it's halfway through." I was like, "No, if there's one thing I remember, this is how it starts." But yeah,
Well, fine. I was wrong. I'll admit that for the first time ever.
good. Bond tries to reach the captain to get his parachute by sort of air skydiving, and then after fighting, he manages to get it from him, but Jaws is on his toe. Oh no! And then Bond managed to avoid having his leg bit by Jaws and activate his parachute, but Jaws' parachute doesn't work, so he lands on top of a circus tent.
He'd
Now, I
be
must
dead.
say, he'd be dead. Doesn't matter if he's Jaws, he'd be dead. Yeah, because I don't. You're made to believe he landed on the tent and it caved in, but then he landed on like the safety net, the trapeze heist. But no,
I
he'd
don't
still be
think it
dead.
was. I'd be yeah. So many questions here. Right, number one, how many films are there that feature a sequence where somebody is falling trying to get a parachute off somebody else? It happens a lot, and I don't believe that actually happens in real life.
And I don't want to try it.
I don't think that's ever happened in real life. Also, what happened to that stewardess?
Oh yeah, we didn't see her get shot or anything. So did she just crash to her death?
Yeah, probably.
I didn't even think about it. You're absolutely right. What happened to the stewardess?
And who was Jaws working for here?
Right, and again, that's my point. Who hired him? And again, this is what I'm thinking. Is this got something to do with the Spy Who Loved Me still? Like, what? Why? Who
Well,
hired him?
no,
Why
because
is he on there?
the spy love me ends in the same way that these all end with him having sex with some woman. So, and not the woman that's in the plane. So, no, I don't think he could do.
Who knows? I was happy to see Jaws. I've always liked Jaws, even though he's a bumbling fool with this film. I don't like him.
Yeah, he seems to be impervious to any sort of damage. It's also, I think, one of the few people that turns up more than once in these films from the villain side. There's a couple that do, but not henchmen. I think probably the only henchman. Maybe Rosa Klebb. I can't remember if she's in a couple of them.
No, I think he's the only henchman to appear twice. Yeah, you're right. Villains turn up multiple times, like Blofeld and that. But yeah, I think
But
he's the.
he's got. There's the woman from Rush with Love. I think she's in the. I think she's in on Emergency Secret Service as well. The
Ah,
little woman
okay.
with the red hair. I think she's in a couple. Rosa Klebb.
Got you. I must say that whole stunt was wicked, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
I
cool. It's
I
very
was
cool.
convinced it was Roger Moore and Richard Kill. It's not. It's totally not. They're just people who look like them. But I'm like, very, very, very fucking cool. And it's all
Yeah.
done practically. No CGI, no strings, no bullshit. It was just people jumping out of a plane and skydiving. Very cool.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was just for jumping to the trivia, but it took 5 weeks to film that sequence.
For a couple of minutes
They just
footage.
had to keep doing it again and again because they could only get 60 odd seconds each time before they had
Yeah.
to pull the parachutes.
And the thing
Also,
is,
the parachute, they got the proper parachutes hidden under the suit. You can't tell.
yeah,
You
it's
honestly
amazing.
can't tell. It's really, really well, but it's really well shot. It was all done with the camera rigged on
Yep.
someone's head. Great
And,
stuff.
and the disappointing thing is now it would all be CGI, unless, of course, it was a Mission Impossible movie because Tom Cruise seems to love all that shit. Like,
Oh yeah, no,
you know,
he'd do it. Yeah,
yeah,
Tom
yeah,
Cruise would do it.
yeah, it's very cool. Anyway, so we cut to Shirley Bassey title song and sexy credits. And
It's not a classic theme, and Moonraker is really shoehorned. She's just
yeah,
singing a song and then she just says Moonraker.
yeah, it's not good. Although interestingly,
No.
this was the third time Shirley Bassey sang
Yeah.
a song, which was pretty cool.
Moonraker.
Yeah, Thunderball. Hey, that's what I mean.
That's what I
It's
mean.
so good. Yeah, we're back at MI6 and Bond is back, and we get MQ and Freddie Graves, the MOD minister, are there also. So M briefs Bond and Moonraker, and we learn that the Moonraker shuttle was on loan to the British. I've written down why.
Right. Yeah, I've got questions about all of this stuff towards the end. I was like, sorry, because they seem to very quickly forget about the Moonraker shuttle. It's also,
Yeah,
I've written down, wait, it's named after a shuttle. I hadn't remembered that.
no, I didn't. I thought it had something to do with the moon and blowing it up or something
Yeah,
like that. But no.
just a name of a shuttle. It's like a shit name for a film.
Yeah, there you go. Q explains the shuttle was thought to have blown up with the plane, but in reality it wasn't. And then Moonraker was designed
He's got
by,
that TV hidden
yeah,
behind something. It's like, why is it hidden behind something? Just have a TV. It's not like random people are coming and going all
yeah,
fucking day.
exactly. Is this MI6? No.
This is a library. Look at all these. Look at all these books. Don't look behind the books.
Yeah. I've always liked M's office. Always full of really cool. Right, so we learn that Moonraker was designed by Drax Industries in California, so Bond suggests he should go there as a way to start to investigate. This film is very formulaic. Discover something, I need to go there. Discover something, oh, I need to
Yeah,
go there. But then
he
there's a lot
does
of Bond
very
movies like that,
he
though.
does very little investigating. He's a terrible spy. He not only does he introduce himself by name, but everybody knows where he is at all times and what he's doing and where he's going.
Yeah, even when he gets to space later on, he's like, it's just walking about. And then this, don't worry, I love Q. And I love all the gadgets. I love all the shit that he gives Bond. But he's like, oh, before you go 007, he gives him a watch-like device that fires darts. And I'm like, why? Why have you get apart from plot reasons? Why have you given him that?
It's also it's a secret watch dart 007 that looks like a it's a secret dart gun that looks like a watch, but also a dart gun. Very obviously looks like a dart gun. It's like,
But
no,
then,
you never no one's gonna be like, that's a nice watch you got there that also looks like a dart gun.
Yeah, can I see it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah, also that. Like he's like, oh, it's nerve reflex. Like you can accidentally shoot people every fucking 5 seconds with that thing.
Absolutely.
You ain't getting through fucking airport security with that thing on your
No.
wrist.
Well, I've often wondered that. Does he go through security and flash his MI6 badge? And they go, oh, that's fine. Off you go.
Yeah.
Right, so Bond gets in a helicopter at California and he's greeted by Drax's personal pilot called Corinne Dufour. And my instant thought is he's going to shag her. There's going to be a
She's
lot of this.
just a humble pilot.
Yeah. She flies them to the Drax estate and it's vast. And we learn
It's
Hugo
funny
Drax
before she
is. Sorry.
it's
Go on.
funny before she gets to go, everything you see belongs to Mr. Drax. And by that point you can see a warehouse, some desert, and a sparsely populated car park. Ooh.
He's like, how do you like it in California? No, I'm liking it already.
It's so silly. They just mentioned his name. It's like, dude, villain.
Yeah, it is silly. But that's just it, right? And this is we'll talk about what we did or didn't like about the movie later. I've never been able to take Roger Moore seriously as a Bond. Like as charming as he is, the guy's a clown. He really is. Like Sean Connery looks the part, very suave and all that. But it's just Roger Moore's just a distinguished, nice gentleman. But I'm not buying that he's a tough guy or whatever, or he's a womanizer. No, no. Sorry.
It's whenever they're flying in as well when they get down to the house. They're like, oh, it's been moved brick from brick, brick by brick from France. It's like, it is France. This is clearly France. Let's save it. It's not California. What the fuck are you talking about?
Is it? Is it this bit or later when he says he wanted to buy the Eiffel Tower but he couldn't get the permit or something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, yeah.
There's also a bit where they're flying over all the people working out, and Bond's like, he seems to have an eye for a good investment. He's literally just seen some women, and he's like, whoa.
There are some blokes there as well, maybe women, but yeah. Um, yeah.
All the women are looking up at the helicopter like, ooh,
Oh no,
you
there's
can't
that
even
hot
see him.
middle-aged man. Yeah, look, we learned that Hugo Drax is obsessed with the conquest of space for some reason. And yeah,
Yeah, very much for some reason.
oh yeah, and outside, which is clearly France, where these people are exercising, it looks like Wayne Manor. Immediately, I'm like, "Now, hang on.
Mm.
If this is California as we're made to believe, why would this massive mansion just be like the heart of
Well,
California?
they said that he had it moved over brick by brick from France.
Bullshit.
Just
Bullshit.
have it in France.
Yeah. Oh, just one more point about the beautiful people exercising. We learn they're astronaut trainees, and Drax is financing all of this. I
Hmm.
wonder why.
Also bullshit.
Total bullshit. So in Wayne Manor, Alfred shows Bond through to meet Drax, who's playing a piano with two sexy women. And my thought instantly was, he's going to shag one or both of those.
So this is the repeated thing where Drax is introduced with two attractive women who are not permitted to speak.
Just
He
not.
introduces them, then they leave.
Roger Morgan, ladies. That's it. Um,
He's
right.
got those dogs as well. They're like the softest dogs in the world. They just sat there like,
Not kidding anyone. There's a really jarring bit in a minute. We'll get to it, but yeah, Drax is explaining the situation of losing a shuttle is delicate, and then he does all this while feeding those dogs steaks who don't eat them. Interesting. And then Bond explains an apology we made to the American government once we have all the facts of why the shuttles went missing. And then, oh no, we meet Drax's servant, an overall rascal Chang, who is dressed in very stereotypical attire. And my immediate thought was, oh, this is going to be racist.
but I was like, why is there a ninja in this? Why is this
No
man?
need.
I'd say also, you work it out at this point. I like Michael Lonsdale. So he was in, have you seen The Day of the Jackal?
Oh, I think maybe, or maybe I've seen the Bruce
He's
Willis one. No, no, no,
the Bruce Willis one, shit, but the original one, the Edward
yeah,
Fox one. He's in that, and he's absolutely fucking fantastic in it. Michael Lonsdale. He's also
yeah.
in Munich, the Spielberg film.
Ah,
But in this, he is giving the performance of an exceptionally bored man who doesn't want to be doing this film. He's basically asleep.
yeah. He is the least threatening Bond villain I think I've ever seen. Like, you're not scary at all.
Just like a bored middle manager at an office with a bit of a lisp. He's, he's so sleepy.
Yeah, yeah. Poor casting. Poor casting. And in that sleepy tone, he explains that he owns a number of subsidiaries all over the world to help with space exploration plans. Oh, that's convenient, isn't it? That's going to take Bond to various parts of the world to investigate what's going on. And at this point, he clicks his fingers, and a very jarring sped up shot. The Dobermans eat the steaks. Like, that look really shit. They look really,
Yeah.
really shit. I hate it when they do that in movies.
You notice that a lot in this film, especially with the action sequences, notwithstanding the one at the beginning. editing in film action has really come along.
Yeah,
Like, because some of the action sequences are so slow
yeah,
because
I
it's
found that.
just long shots of people slowly punching each other.
Ugh,
Ugh.
ugh,
Yeah, well,
ugh.
exactly. And it's like, God Almighty,
Yeah.
get on with it.
Yeah, you think that because I was thinking this, like the Daniel Craig one there, there'll be loads of like jump cuts and all that, of beating the shit
Yeah,
out of each other. No, none of that. None of
some
that.
exciting music. Maybe
Yeah,
that might help.
yeah, no, not just
Do
two
we even
middle-aged.
get after the beginning? Do we even get the Bond film theme again in this film?
Yes, yes, we do.
No, okay.
It's not played a lot, but yeah, it
No,
is
it's
played
not
a
played
couple
a
of
lot in
times.
this. I didn't
Yeah, yeah,
notice that.
yeah. Right, then what happens? Yeah, then Corin takes Bond to meet Dr. Goodhead, who will show him around. Dr. Goodhead. So I've put at this point, I'm hoping we're going to get some sort of pun or double entendre about how this doctor's really good and skilled at giving fellatio. No, it doesn't come back. Right.
Hello, I'm Dr. Pamela Cocksucker.
Might as well have been.
It's pronounced cocksucker.
And then, as Bond leaves, Drax instructs Chang to look after Mr. Bond. See some harm comes to him. Now, there's about 20 attempts to kill Mr. Bond in this movie. None of
It's
them work.
so shit. Also, at
Oh,
this point, he's investigating, sure, but why would you draw attention to yourself by trying to kill this man? As far as you're
exactly.
aware, he is, and I know that they know that he's with MI5 because they know he's a spy and they know that he's come to investigate. I know that. But as long as you've covered your tracks, you don't need to try and do anything here. Just let him go.
Yeah, because if, say, Chang did manage to kill him, right? MI5, MI6, whoever, they're going to be like, Bond got murdered by Drax. They're going to send someone else over to find out what happened.
Where's Bond gone? Well, the last time we saw him, we sent him to see Mr. Drax, and you dead. Right, well, it's Drax then. We should probably arrest him and kill him.
Yeah, smallest film ever. That was, yeah,
Holly Goodhead, I'll be the judge of that. Now, bum bum bum. That's a joke.
yeah, there you
It's
go.
also when she's like when she's this is a scientist. I'm looking for Doctor Goodhead. You found her, a woman.
I wrote that down. Oh, come on, Roger.
No women could be a scientist. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
that's what I wrote down. Surely this is unheard of. Uh, but we learned as well she's a fully trained astronaut. Then she shows Bond the Moonraker shuttle, and then takes him to a test simulator which mimics the G-force of a space shuttle launch. Why does he need to test this out? Other
Yeah,
than
but also
curiosity?
it's the bit which goes, it can go to 20 Gs, but that would be fatal. Well, then why does it go to 20 Gs? Why have you set this thing up to kill people?
Surely,
Why?
why doesn't it just go to three, which simulates
Yeah,
going into
exactly.
space?
Why does it go all the way to deadly? There's just people putting like different fruits and stuff in there going, and if you put a melon in there, it gets to 20, it explodes. It's messy, but it's kind of fun. And
Yeah,
like, also, they're like, why not try it? Why not? I don't know, because you're about 60.
yeah.
Just that amount of G-force to skate your fucking hip.
Well, exactly. He's not a trained astronaut, is he? And then we
It's
learned that most people pass out after 7 Gs, and then there is a kill switch that should stop the simulator. Why do you need a kill switch?
also they call it a chicken switch. It's like you chicken. It's a bit of
Ah,
this. It's a bit of this. It's It's like, oh no, a 70-year-old could withstand that level of G's, and he's like, well, there's never a 70-year-old around when you need them. So you're not fucking far off.
well, yeah. And also, there's a terrible line. I was like, come on, some of this dialogue is quite witty in this film, but some of it is just fucking stupid. I was like, no, that's crap. We see that rascal Chang is here and he summons Goodhead as Drax needs her, apparently. But then Chang tells the
I'm
control.
surprised they don't get a gong every time he appears on screen.
Yeah, comes in and bows.
Quang!
And then he comes in and tells the control panel supervisor to fuck off. Surely you'd be like, no, why? You don't know how to handle this. And then he
Also,
starts
you'd be like,
tampering with the
well,
simulator.
I know I work for an evil man, and you're clearly his entrance, so I'll leave.
Yeah, that's true. And then just to go back to that 20 point, instead of Chang being like, right, 20 will kill you with it, I'll put it straight at 20, he just slowly starts increasing it. I get it, it's building tension, but why wouldn't he just crank it immediately up to 20? Bond tries to kill
I
switch, but it
mean,
doesn't
why
work.
wouldn't they just shoot him in the back of the head?
It's a lot easier. Oh no, because I guess this way they could say, oh, something went wrong and he died in our simulator. But yeah, you're right.
True, true, good point.
Bond tries the kill switch, which doesn't work, so we get an unnecessary flash cut of him firing that dart and ends off. It's like, look, we didn't need that. I was thinking as he was going around, oh yeah, just use the dart thing. Also, this bit completely came back to me and I was watching. I was like, oh, that's from this movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember which one it was from. So yeah, it's from this one. Yeah, so he fires the dart. Don't know whether it was the cyanide or the armor piercing one, presume the armor piercing one, and yeah, that stops
Mm.
the simulator. Then Goodhead comes back and checks on Bond, who's all dizzy, and we see that rascal Chang is glaring at him. Ooh.
Quang. It's I love the way that she goes to help him. He's just like, fuck off.
Get off me, you're a woman.
I will be helped by a woman.
At night, he enters Corin's room, and I've written down, so I was right, he's going to shag her. He's after information, apparently, but starts getting off with Corin instead.
You know, he's like, that's not what I came for, but no, go on then. Am I kidding?
Why is this man so irresistible with women? Why doesn't he even try and kiss women now? They go, hey, what are you doing, Grebs?
He just goes straight in with it.
Oh, lad. Right. Then what happens? And then Corin comes to see what Bond is doing after he's shagged her. He's trying to find a safe, but immediately finds it, and he knows how to crack it because he's got some sort of cigarette case device. I was like, when did we establish this?
We didn't establish that. This was not in the scene where Q goes, and here's another thing, a, an X-ray cigarette case device that can look into the mechanisms of a safe through metal, which
What?
famously an X-ray machine cannot do.
Exactly. But he's Q. He didn't invent anything. We see on those blueprints that Vanini glass is written on it. And then Bond starts taking pictures of it with his camera with 007 written on it. It's like, oh, it's just
Why is it going there? It was a bit earlier with the woman where she was like, "Oh, I never learnt to read." That's Bond taking advantage of an intellectually challenged person
again.
again.
Yeah. He bids goodbye to Corin, but we see that Chang saw everything. Oh no! We get pheasant shooting the next day at Wayne Manor, and then Bond arrives in a really awesome looking car. One of the henchmen informs tracks that Bond is in. I love this bit, it's so stupid.
Also, sorry, just go back slightly. How did Bond not notice Chang watching him? He's literally right there. He's a shit spy. There's a guy just standing there. He's like, "Doo-doo-doo."
Yeah, it's not like he's always checking his surroundings to make sure no one looking. He just walks in the rooms, helps himself to stuff, whatever. Um, as Bond, yeah, it's that bit. As Bond is talking to Drax, he introduces him to two beautiful women, and instantly I
Who
put
will
down,
not be permitted to speak.
I'm playing Shag Bingo with this. And I was like, is he going to shag? No, no, he doesn't. And then Bond is given a gun by Drax to shoot a pheasant, but there's a sniper in the tree ready to shoot Bond, but he detects him. And he's like, you missed Mr. Bond. He went, did I? And he shoots the guy out of the tree.
Did I? Also, Drax here has a gun. He could just shoot him.
Exactly.
Just shoot him. Shoot the man.
And also, say the sniper's plan did work. How are they going to explain that back to MI5? Oh, he was shot by a man in the tree. He was trying to get a pheasant. No.
He went pheasant shooting and he hit and you won't believe this. He hit a tree and it ricocheted, right? And you'll know
Right. Right.
Also when they're blowing the horn for the
Mm.
it's the theme from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah. And there's a nod to
I,
something else later.
I was
We'll get to
expecting
it.
that or Ric Flair was about to turn up.
Woo! Yeah, there was a lot of it in this movie. I was like, hang on a minute, I think that's that.
Yeah,
It turns out it is.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Bond leaves in the cool car as Corridor arrives in a golf buggy, who's then promptly fired and then murdered by Drax's dogs who chase him through the wood. And again, the most shittest chase ever. Ah, ah. Then we don't even
Also,
see.
I was thinking about this. I was watching this. How many women has Bond caused to be killed because he can't keep his dick in his pants and he doesn't give a shit about what happens to them?
Yes, I've written that down. You got
And
her
I looked it
killed.
up.
She did nothing wrong. Oh, you looked it up, haven't you?
I did. I've looked it up. As far as 2009, so it'll be more than this now because it definitely happens in some of the later ones as well. 16.
16 women who he's banged, been murdered.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah, nice one, James.
Hope you're proud of
Dickhead.
yourself. Oh dear. Right, we cut to Venice and Bond arrives by a gondola, if you
Well,
will. Uh,
oh, very good.
very good. Bond is following up on that Bellini glass tip information that he found at Drax's place, and after some shit flirting with the shop assistant, he starts looking around the workshop and inspecting the glasses as they look similar to the diagram.
Shop assistant's like, yeah, sure, do what you want. Look around. You just do what you want.
No issue here.
Go, go wherever you like. Right in the back door, wherever.
Well, this is what confused me at first. I was like, is this a shop or is it a factory or is it a bit of both? Because they do tours there as well.
And
So
there's a museum. It's
yeah,
I don't, it's a bit of everything. It's like a heritage shop, perhaps.
right, okay. Bond spots Dr. Goodhead, who is on a tour of the shop. Why is she here? And then he starts following her around and he speaks to her by the canals, and we learn that Dr. Goodhead is here to give a seminar at the space convention. Sure. All right.
Now,
That's
the tour guide when she's going around the shop, one is like she shows off that valuable vase, which you will know if you touch it, it makes a noise. Like I do wonder if that will come back at any point. Also, she sees Bond and then like loses her train of thought. She's talking and she sees Bond and goes, I was like, what is he that irresistible that women
well,
just go?
clearly.
I wouldn't know what had that effect on people.
Well,
I
maybe
think
you
I get
do.
it
You just
because
don't
I'm
notice.
so devastatingly ugly that people are like, why is that man so bold?
I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think that woman who's giving the tour comes back later. I
She
think
does.
ah,
She
so
does.
she is one of the beautiful people, right?
And those four women that were not permitted to speak are all there as
Are
well.
all there. There you go. But
And all the
doesn't show.
astronauts that were attracted to Bond from a helicopter.
Right, right. But he doesn't shag any of them.
No, he
Right.
doesn't.
No. Bond invites her for a drink this evening after some shit flirting, and then Bond calls over a gondola, which looks awesome. And I would seriously love to do a gondola. I've been to Venice, but I've never been in a gondola. I was like, that looks really cool. Really, really cool. I'd like to do that. But wait, there's a mischievous boat also in the canal pretending to be a funeral.
Why?
Some hitman merges, he throws the knives, and he kills the gondola boat. But it's like, that's somebody else. Honda's got killed. Didn't do anything wrong. He was just handling the boat.
It's also that was so extra. Like it's this fucking funeral boat and it opens and there's a guy with a bunch of knives. Why have you gone to all that trouble? Again, simply shoot him in the back of the head.
Exactly. And also, just as that chase starts going on, then the boat goes along and the coffin hits on a bridge and falls down. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Let's just say there weren't a bloke in there pretending to be a hitman and it was a regular funeral. That would have happened anyway.
Or if a hitman in there hadn't died, he'd have just ended up in the water.
Oh, no.
He's a shit hitman as well. He got all these knives, got his whole big fucking setup, and
Yeah,
he gets
yeah.
killed immediately.
Yeah, because he throws at Bond. Bond takes the knife back, just throws it back. Oh, shit. And then, I don't know why, suddenly the gondola is turned into a speedboat.
I
Like,
just see
why has it been turned
what
into a speedboat?
it's like. Again, this hasn't been set up as one that Q has provided to him. In which
Exactly.
case, then is the gondola man that has been murdered an MI5 agent?
Could be.
Maybe, could be, or an Italian Secret Service agent. I don't know. Why has it got a propeller and a hovercraft function?
Oh yeah, that comes in a minute because I could forgive some of this silly shit that's going to go on now, but what happens next? Like, no, I can't forgive this. So everyone in the canal's now chasing Bond on boats and trying to shoot him, and then we get a silly bit where there's a couple kissing on a gondola and it gets cut in half. They don't even notice, and then the gondola inflates, turns into a hovercraft, and goes through the middle of Mark Square. I was like, no, I'm sorry, what is this? What is
Yes.
this?
Also, stop him. He's slowly escaping. It's, it's so
Uh,
slow. You could walk quicker.
Oh, it's so shit. And what makes it worse, it's coupled with really terrible comedy. There's like a pigeon that does a double take.
Mm.
A waiter pours beer over someone. There's a guy who looks at a bottle of red wine. Oh, I drunk too much. I'm like,
Oh.
oh, oh, this is
There's
so
the guy that
lame.
sees the coffin in the water and he's got a cigarette. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to stop smoking." It's like, Jesus Christ. It's this era of Bond films really like to like throw silly little jokes into the middle of action sequences. Like you got all this stuff here, but you got ones like the Man with the Golden Gun, where you have the car that does the flip over the corkscrew, and you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah,
southern detective like, "Whoa, what's all that then?" It's like, oh,
yeah,
so stupid, so
yeah.
stupid.
Because the thing is, Sean Connery comes out of one-liners, but it is relatively grounded, right? There's not all
Yeah,
this stupid shit. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this Roger Moore era. It really is silly.
just and the gadgets are just like. Also, you're a fucking spy. Stop drawing attention to yourself. It's
Terrible
like,
spy.
did you see that man earlier driving the gondola?
Not too
Oh,
subtle.
oh, the spy, yeah.
And I've always
Had
found it.
007 written on the side. What was his name? It's quite memorable actually. It was Bond, James Bond, because he said it like that. It made it more memorable.
Yeah, exactly. Because I always thought that name was a code name, and then you watch Skyfall and you learn, oh no, that is actually his name. Nope.
Yeah.
Anyway, we cut to the evening, and Bond is breaking into that glass factory shop again, and he sees a scientist going into a secret room with a code. Now, I thought that sounds like the code from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Oh, how lame is that? And I'll leave that to your trivia. Right. So then inside Bond sees that they're
What is the
exper
trivia that it is?
Yeah, but there's a bit more of how
Uh,
it got. Did you have that as your trivia?
no, but I can.
Oh, well, I'll just say it now, fuck it, right. So
Yeah, go
basically,
on.
Cubby Broccoli wanted to use the Close Encounters tune. So he asked Spielberg, and Spielberg said yes. And then years later, Spielberg wanted the 007 theme tune. So he asked Cubby Broccoli, can we use it? He said, no, it's more than 5 notes. Then why? Ha ha ha. But he got to have it and he used it in the Goonies.
Ah,
Do
cool.
your
That
homework,
is.
Smith.
I did. I just missed that bit.
Yeah, no, I found that interesting. But yeah, I definitely thought, dang, well, that's Close Encounters. And it was. Right. Anyway, inside that lab, we see that there are experiments being carried out on lab rats in cages, and then liquids being put in the glass canisters. And then for some reason, Bond knows that the code to get into the next room. Presume it might have just been the code that he used to
So,
get in
same one.
there. Do, 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 do.
It's the one
Um,
from Masters of the Universe.
very similar. Yeah. And then he starts messing about with like cylinders and all that stuff. And then he puts it over and it falls over and starts pumping out poison gas and it kills the two scientists. And I wrote down, way to go, Bond. Two men dead. But the
Yeah, but
rats are
they're
fine.
evil. They're evil scientists.
Oh, okay, fine. Evil was
Also,
punished.
he's uncovered the plot by accident.
Yeah, just by faffing about. Oh dear. Then we see, see Chang outside. And he's in warrior attire. I went, why is he in warrior attire? Why?
Quang. He's got,
Quarrying.
he's,
Got
he's
a
got a
kendo
fucking
stick.
kendo stick.
Oh,
Shoot him in the back of the head.
exactly. It's not hard. Or he could have been on one of the rooftops at Mark Square and just gone, ping.
Yeah, done. No,
No,
not even a real fucking sword. You're gonna
no.
do beat him to death.
With a wooden stick. Yeah, they battle inside. They're smashing up all the glass ornaments, and then Bond gets a fencing sword and he starts fighting with that.
Well, you see now he's got a fucking proper sword, you knob. He's just cut your kendo stick
Yeah.
to pieces.
Oh yeah, there's that bit you said. They're fighting, and then he lifts up the vase. Oh, he puts it down because it makes that noise. But then Chang ends up smashing it anyway. Then they make their way up to the attic, and then Bond sees that there are some wooden boxes up there with Rio de Janeiro and CW on them. And I'm like, I wonder if this is going
Mm.
to come back. All of
Especially
this,
that after the fight in the glass bit, he like checks the glass vial in his pocket. It's like, mate, if it broken, you'd know about it because you'd be dead.
so with Chang.
Yeah, everybody would be dead. It's not broken. You're fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I must say, I'm torn between this fight because on the one hand, I respect the fact they're both throwing each other around, beating the absolute shit out of each other. But like you said earlier, the way it's filmed and there's no music, it's just
Yeah,
they're
it's like
fighting.
the clock tower is a cool setting when they get up there. It's a really cool setting
Yeah,
for fight. But like Bond like swinging off a rope and kicking him is so slow and so like it's
yeah,
like an episode of the '60s Batman TV
yeah,
series.
yeah.
It's like pow to come, but even that had the bloody music.
Yeah, no, this had nothing. But yeah, he throws him at that glass clock and he lands on a piano blow and he goes, play it again, Sam. I was like, no, you have misquoted that movie. It's not play it again, Sam. It's play it.
And also, would you not just say play it again, Chang? That would if you're gonna make it a pun,
Oh,
make it a bloody pun.
yeah, that would have been much better.
Play it again, Sam
Wasted.
is just a thing. You've just said a thing.
You just quoted a film.
He don't just go ding, flight of the bumblebee. Not making fucking sense. What are you talking about, you knob?
Who's he talking to?
I don't know. Us.
Yeah, true. Yeah, might as well just wink to the camera like, "Ugh." Right, anyway, so Bond has made his way into Goodhead's room. Of course he has.
She's not in any way but stops him from getting off with her immediately.
No, exactly. Not before he starts poking around and inspecting various items. Then he deduces that she is CIA. And then,
Yeah. So it's like standard CIA equipment. What, like a flamethrower perfume? Is that standard CIA equipment?
yeah, when you go out to the field, you need one of those.
Oh yeah. And then they
Uh,
bang for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah, but not before he notices a plane ticket to Air France plane ticket and some luggage. And she's like, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm like, cow. You clearly
Doesn't
seen
it
the
also,
ticket and the luggage.
doesn't it also have like a pack of very obvious Marlboros there?
Who sponsored this film?
Yeah, well, I wonder. I
Yeah,
wonder if it was Marlboro and Seven Up and British Airways.
there's a lot of 7 Up with this.
There's a lot of Seven Up. It's not what you notice it, you can't not notice it.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Seven Up. There's a really big one coming up, which
All right, cool, cool. We'll get to it. So after shagging, Bond does the walk of shame, and then Goodhead notices and asks for her bags to be brought downstairs. And then M and the MOD minister have arrived at the factory of Bond, and he gives them gas masks and uses that close encounters code. But when they get inside, would you believe it? That entire laboratory has been replaced by a grand room.
How? I've put it would not be possible for Drax to have achieved this. What has he done? It's like they walk into where they were earlier, his thing in California. It's like,
Exactly.
what's happened? He's
What?
just there as well, right down the other end of this massive room, being half asleep when he delivers his lines.
Why couldn't they have just kept the lab but took all the dangerous shit out and just be like, this is a lab where we make glass cylinders or something like that?
Or
What?
just like a storeroom, just put some wine barrels in there, go to a wine store or something. No, it's a
Trash.
grand ball.
Yeah. And then outside, the MOD minister is furious, but Bond gives him the tube he found and says to
I
give it
love
to
this bit.
Q. Gone.
It was like, so there was a laboratory. Well, no, I didn't just make it up. What are you fucking talking about? He's like, no, actually, no, it wasn't that. It was just that grand ballroom all along. But I wanted to play a little trick.
Sauce. And then him and Em agree that he should get a leave of absence and he should go to Rio because that was what was on the boxes. Like,
Mm.
right, got it.
Mm.
And then Drax on the phone to someone, presumably to hire a hitman. Who do you call in that instance?
He's like, oh yes, you can get him, get him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, not him. No, get him. We see that Jaws has arrived and we get some comedy. We goes for the metal detector and he shows his teeth.
I
But
tell you,
yeah,
at this point, you notice because you didn't really notice it in the early bit because he was flying around.
mm,
You notice that he's fucking massive.
yeah, I think he's
The
seven foot
man,
two.
he is huge. Like just
Huge.
compared to everybody else. Like even the shots, like from up high, but it's like, good God.
Yeah. I'm surprised he lived as long as he did. He lived to 74. And you think a man that
Mm,
tall would die early because of gigantism
yeah,
or whatever. But yeah, no, massive, massive dude. Surprised he was never a wrestler.
acromology.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's the kind of thing that you'd think Vince McMahon or somebody in the 70s would have gone get
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He couldn't work for shit, but just get him to kind of come in and do a chop and a head squeeze.
Yeah. But he's pretty too much like Andre, so it's probably not. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we see that Bond has arrived in Rio via Concorde plane, and we see a woman is following him and taking photos whilst in a taxi. Hmm.
Hmm.
So in the hotel, the president's suite, no less. There's a really shit line here. He said, "Oh, do you need anything?" So he goes, "Oh, in case I get lost, I will call myself a cab." I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know. And that guy's really camping for some reason. He's kind of goes, oh. It's like, what is going on? What is happening?
So bizarre. And we see that that woman who was following him is Manuela, and she makes him a vodka martini, shaken not stirred. I wonder what point that was going to come into this film.
The most lackluster shaking of a cocktail I've ever seen. She's like, put some fucking back, put your wag back into it, love. Good God.
Couldn't be asked. Oh, and I've also written down to, I think he's going to shag her.
It literally takes more of 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh my God, this bit is so stupid. He says, she says her name's Manuela, and he says, "Does CW mean to anything?" He goes, that's Carlos and Winsberg, who are very big importers at Rio, and they're a subsidiary of the Drax Corporation, and they have a warehouse. You got all that from asking what CW means to you. Fuck off.
I think it's
Oh,
Charlie Watts. I think he was in the Rolling Stones. This is the point I've written down like, hi, I'm Manuela, a local spy and prostitute.
is she supposed to be a spy? I wasn't sure who she was supposed to be. No, she's
Yeah,
Drax's personal assistant or
no,
something,
no,
is
no,
she?
no, 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 no. She's helping from a local agent, what they call
Right.
the local station. So it's like the local spy station. So she is a spy.
Got it. Oh, so
So,
that makes more sense that she knows what
and then
CW's.
that's how you know that you're a great spy because you are obviously taking photos of somebody from a movie.
Yeah,
Yep, no one could
massive
possibly have
lens.
seen you. No one could possibly have seen you doing that. Why are
Yeah,
you master of espionage? And then you just bang him just
yeah.
immediately.
I love the way he's talking to her. He's just like, I'm doing her dress. Oh, dude, buy her a drink first. Right. Anyway, Bond wants to visit the warehouse discreetly, of course. Then we see that Bond at his tux and he's made his way to the carnival with Manuela. They start heading toward the warehouse. But wait, they're being followed by a scary clown, fancy dress carnival character. Who could that clown be? That massive clown. Bond climbs a ladder and goes inside while Manuela waits outside. But then Bond finds a sticker with Drax Air Freight written on it. It's just conveniently just lying around on it. Right, okay, sure.
Oh,
Scary Clown arrives and reveals himself to be Jaws, and he tries to vampire kill Manuel again. No music or anything.
no, no. And despite being a spy, she almost immediately gets killed.
Oh, yeah,
And she pulls out a knife as well. Why doesn't she have a gun?
shoot him in the back of the head. Yeah. And then a Mardi Gras of people arrive, but George Sullivan's like, oh, just picks her up and starts dancing.
She doesn't ask for help. She doesn't scream. She doesn't
No,
do anything. She's
doesn't
like,
do anything. And then the bit I love is when Bond arrives, they both smile at each other. A load more Mardi Gras people come in. They just sort of push Jaws away. So, oh no.
he does start dancing towards the end. He starts going, "Mm."
Wouldn't he just throw all these people away and kill
No,
them both?
no, I think there is a very good reason why we don't see Jules kill anybody in this film, and we'll get to it.
All right, say no more. Oh, that bit was funny. Bond shows Manuela the sticker. She confirms where it's located, and then this is the bit with the cable car, which is very cool.
It's a bit rich. Like, do you want me to take you there? No, I've had my way with you. Out of the movie you go.
Well, at least he didn't get her killed. Almost killed, not
I
killed.
thought I was watching. I was like, you're about to get another one killed. Jesus.
Yeah, fuck's sake, Rog. And on top of the mountain, he starts looking through a telescope and he discovers Goodhead, and he says that they should work together and then share intel on what they've discovered. But Jaws has arrived, that rascal. You notice how Jaws hasn't been in this movie for half the movie, and now he's in the
No.
rest of the movie.
Yeah.
They take the cable car, but then Jaws stops it by holding onto the wheel. Then Bond goes, I don't know why I was stopped, but we're probably safer outside.
No, you're not. You're really not. Better out than in. No, not in this instance.
So stupid. And then another henchman takes control of the controls, and then Jaws makes his way to the cable. Oh yeah, he
Also,
bites
Jaws
it, doesn't he?
bites through a wire.
Yeah, I always thought that part was
Why
cool.
does, yeah, it's cool. But why does he then not just bite through the other wires? Why does he go over there? Just bite through the other cables and they'll fall to their deaths. What are you doing?
And apart from the fact it looked cool, him biting the cable didn't have any effect. He'd already stopped it by moving
Yeah,
the wheel. So what, apart from it's a good visual, why did he bite the cable?
I don't know. I'm sure there was a
Yeah,
reason.
I don't know.
You know, so when he gets there as well and he jumps from one cable car to the other, somehow manages to jump without bending his knees.
Yeah.
He just flies through the air.
The thing is, as much as I love Jaws, he's just a bumbling clown as they're fighting. It's like
It's like the
Godzilla and
great
Kong.
Carly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, they're fighting, and then they throw Jaws back in and lock him in, and then Bond and Goodhead zip wire down using a chain.
I
And he
said,
managed,
I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be physically possible.
and I love the way when Bond goes, let's get out of it and bring that chain. Right, first of all, why is there a chain? Second of all, why bring it?
Because then he just like he says, hold on to me, and holds onto the chain. He just slides down. You'd fall to your death immediately.
And also when they slide down, it just looks like a puppet going.
Really does. This little that shit janky puppet.
And then Jaws is motion to the blow with the controls. Speed it up, speed up. It's like, that's not how cable cars work. Once they drop down, Jaws goes, oh, he smashes through the building. So fucking good.
And then he wakes up surrounded by rubble, apart from one very perfectly placed cup of 7 Up. That's right there. So
Yeah.
obvious.
Oh yeah, and also because when Bond arrives, you see the cable company says 7 Up, 7 Up, 7 Up, 7 Up. Yeah. And then he's rescued by a young woman called Dolly, although nobody ever calls
You
her that.
never see her name. No, she's just
No.
random woman with huge pigtails.
Yeah. And she helps Jaws up, and instantly they fall in love and then walk off. And I've written down, what the absolute fuck? I knew this happened anyway. This is law. But I'm like, but why? Why?
Now, have you seen, I'm sure you have, the Mandela effect
Yeah, I know what
thing
you're going
with
to say.
this,
Yeah, yeah.
which is because I was 100% sure she had braces.
There you go.
Because when she smiles, because she smiles slowly, like, oh, they're about to reveal braces, and he's going, nope, nope. And there are plenty of like conflicting stories on this about people remember it. There were some people who claim to have seen an early VHS copy that had the braces on it, but then the actress herself came out and said, no, I never wore braces. There are no braces. There have never been
Crazy, isn't it?
braces.
It's the same with Play It Again, Sam, and I think we're a long way from Kansas and Luke, I Am Your Father. There's all these
Yeah.
things people remember and it gets passed on and people also fake remember shit. It's
I mean, I've
bizarre.
been convinced that Delroy Lindo has been dead for years.
Well, there you go.
And he's not. He's just got nominated for an Oscar. He's very much alive. Every time I see him in a film, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, it's when you get the news, oh, Robert Duvall died the other day. I was like, I thought he died in like the 80s. Right. Anyway, so then Bond and Goodhead start getting off, but then they're captured by Drax's men who carry them away in stretchers. They literally subdue them by going, what a stick.
Again, again. Kill them. Shoot him in the back of the head. He is lying there. He is distracted. He thinks for some reason you're medical professionals. Because like, no, thank you, we're fine.
And also, where were those men taking them? Were they taking them to Drax's lair, and for what purpose?
So he can try to kill them in an amusing fashion again. Like I
That will
don't.
fail again.
Yeah, very odd.
We in the ambulance, we see that they've both been tied down to stretchers. Bond managed to free himself, and he uses a fire extinguisher to subdue the bloke, and then
Why
he's
does the fire
fighting.
extinguisher cause that guy to go nuts? He's like a tiny little spurt, which doesn't even touch him. It's like slightly off to the side, so it doesn't get him. The guy goes, "Rah!" I'm just like, stop that. Stop it.
I'm not even
Stop
sure
it.
what happened. I think Bond just sort of moved some of the metal bars on the stretcher, which freed his ropes, and then, oh, Jesus Christ, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But he goes flying out of the ambulance with the guy on the stretcher. The guy on the stretcher goes into a British Airways sign, and then Goodhead just drives off the ambulance. Oh, I'll see you later. Then we get Magnificent Seven music, I'm sure.
Why?
And,
It is. Why? He's like a cowboy for like 30 seconds. It doesn't make any sense.
so you telling me, even if he was stranded, the only mode of transport to go meet up with him was to get on a horse and dress as
And
a
a,
cowboy? Oh, it's so daft. And then also, how did M and Q or Emma give him the directions to go to that headquarters? Or does he just have like a random phone he can always call and they go, oh, I don't know, so many, because now you get away with that, oh, they're just texting their location or some shit like that. But no, that's not explained. So yeah, he goes to a monastery and he sees Money Penny who directs him to Q. It's the second time he gets it. He goes, "You look like you fallen down a mountain. There was a cable guy, actually." No, never mind. And then earlier on, he's like, "Oh, I found out how to play without a parachute."
that's shit banter earlier on. He's like, "Oh, why do I get the feeling you don't believe me? Is that banter? That's not banter.
That's just very bad writing. So Q's testing out bombs and machine guns and space pew 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 laser guns for some reason.
For
Why?
some reason.
Why not?
Well, we'll fucking find out.
Oh, we will. Bond meets M, who explains they don't know where Goodhead is. Oh, we don't know where she is, but I'm sure she's okay. How do you know that?
We don't know where Goodhead is. Have you tried Amsterdam?
Oh, next destination. Uh, Q explains that the tube he took early contains a nerve gas, which is deadly to humans but not animals. And then Q
Yeah,
shows
no, 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 that
bullshit.
wouldn't work. That
No,
wouldn't work.
no, no. Gas is gas. Uh,
Exactly. You'd be like, well, I'm dead, but my dog is fine.
it's like that whole thing about apparently cockroaches can survive nuclear holocaust. Like, no, they can't. They can't. Fuck off.
I think they might be able to survive radiation, but they wouldn't survive having a nuclear bomb dropped on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, it's also the bomb's like, can I look at the formula? It's like, yep, means absolutely nothing. It's like, you're not a fucking scientist, mate. What are you looking at?
Exactly. Oh yeah, at this point it says it comes from a rare orchid plant from the Amazon. I was like, oh, that's gonna be Bond's next destination, isn't it? Right, got him. And then he's like, but wait, 007, I've come through a mode of transport, and he gives him a speedboat. Like,
It's
hang
like,
on,
if 007 can be trusted to look after it, and then you get this horrible fucking boat. It's like, what do you mean? It's just a boat. It's just a
nothing
horrible, horrible boat.
with some bombs on it. It- yeah, because the minute he's on the river, suddenly everyone starts chasing him and
I told you,
firing machine guns at him.
everybody knows where he is at all times. There is no mystery. He's a terrible spy. They know where he's going. Yeah, and also this at least these guys are trying to just fucking shoot him.
Yeah, there are machine guns this time because even Jaws has got one. But Bond hits back with mines, and that destroys the boat. And then more boats, including Jaws, and the machine gun are chasing. And then he destroys another boat, but Jaws is still on his tail. And then he gets towards a waterfall, but then hang glides out to safety. And would you believe it? The steering wheel of Jaws' boat comes off, and it goes off.
I mean, is Jaws
Dead.
immortal? What is he? Like he's impervious to like any sort of pain. Also, the music during this sequence, what is it? Like
Was
it is
this
this
not?
weird. No, it was weird, easy listening. It was just
Oh
like
yeah,
do
you're
do do
right.
do do do
The,
do do do. It's like this is not suitable for this action sequence at all.
and
It's
also
like
it's this,
someone humming.
and it's the second boat chase we've had because we had the one in Venice, which did
Yeah.
have the James Bond music. But yeah, you're right, actually. Why they felt they need to have another speedboat chase here, I don't know. Bond lands in the forest on his hang glider and sees a woman walking in the distance, who I thought was Goodhead at first, but it's not. It's just
Mm.
another beautiful woman, and it
I
leads
think that
them.
might be the woman from the from the glass museum.
Ah, okay, maybe.
She's definitely in this bit.
Yeah, she
She
is.
definitely
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
up in this
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Leads to an Aztec-looking temple and then disappears inside, which is revealed to be a lair. Then more sexy women emerge, and my thoughts are immediately
I've
he's going to shag those women.
I've written down all these women who are not permitted to speak are very happy to see him.
Very. Then he's tipped into the water, and Snow goes, "Roar."
So, whoop.
He falls in the water, and then this fucking huge snake goes in there, and he starts having a fight with him. And then the pen that he found from Goodhead's hotel earlier on, which we
Yeah.
didn't realize he'd take, he has with him, and he stabs the snake and then kills him. Then,
It's literally like they've had piranha, they've had sharks, they've had dogs in this film. Now there's a python.
why not?
He's always getting thrown into water to fight something that's in the water.
Yeah, of
Happens like
course.
so many fucking times. Even
Every
happens
Bond
in the
movie.
Daniel Craig. It even happens in the Daniel Craig ones.
Yeah.
Is it Skyfall where he fights the Komodo dragons or Spectre? It's
Might be
one of them.
Spectre.
I think it might be
Spectre.
Spectre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He climbs out of the water. He's greeted by Jaws and Drax. And this is when Drax says something like, "Oh, you've thwarted my attempt for
Uh,
another amusing death for
yes.
you." Or something.
Mr. Bond, you defy all my attempts to arrange a humorous death for you. Just fucking shoot him. Right now. Right now. You've got men with guns. You could just say open fire when ready. And just
Yeah,
like, there you go. No, no. Why don't we try and find another interesting way to kill him that he can easily get out of? This is what Austin Powers was taking the piss out of.
yeah. I have a gun in my room. I'll go get it.
You
Um,
just don't get it, do you, Scott?
you don't.
You don't get it.
Funny shit. Yeah, Jaws brings Bond into the main part of the lair, which is a launching station, and then shuttles begin launching. I was like, very convenient that the shuttle started launching as soon as Bond got there.
I've written this down at this point because it literally just before he gets his main, I'm like, wait, if he builds spaceships and has multiple spaceships, why did he steal the one at the beginning? And then he immediately explains it in the most pointless way possible. Oh, I just needed one. One of mine had a problem, so I just nicked it. Was that it? That's the big mystery you've been trying to solve. You nicked your own space shuttle because one of yours had a problem, so you just nicked it.
Yeah, do you know, I had to rewind that a couple of bits and read about it. No, did I miss something? That is literally the only reason.
Yeah,
That is so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid.
it's like we just need time to get the plot going. Just do that. How we explain it doesn't matter.
It could have been, I've taken it because then when I fire on Earth, I'm going to blame the British or something like that. No,
Yeah,
none of that. None of that.
yeah.
Jaws takes Bond to see Goodhead in a conference room, and it's revealed to be the launching pad of the rocket, which will kill them both. Ugh,
Why has it got chairs in it?
which all kind of fall down.
Why is it a conference room? You wouldn't have it there.
You just put them
You
in the
wouldn't.
hangar.
I mean, I
Yeah,
know you're trying to make the most of the space you've got, but come on,
it's just a logical. Imagine if you forgot what room you was in. Oh no!
it's getting a bit warm in here, isn't it?
And then Bond opens his watch, which is another watch I might add, and attached it to the air vent, and he blows it open. I was like, at what point have we established he had a watch that blew shit open? And then he goes, bang on time. I was like, oh,
Yeah, while before escaping, it's like get a fucking move on.
yeah, we don't have time for puns.
It just moves so slowly. It's like you're about to die.
They escape the launch pad just as the rocket takes flight. They make their way to the control center. At first, stealthily, and then they knock out two dudes in a car and take their spacesuits. No,
I love that they get in the car. They're like, we're going the wrong way, and then they get off. It's like, why? Why did that happen?
and then,
This film could easily lose 10 minutes, and that's
oh,
bits that it
easily.
could lose. Just
It's
good
not the
lord.
longest Bond film. I mean, it's still under 2 hours, but yeah, it does feel like there's unnecessary shit in it. And they just managed to easily just get on the plane disguised as pilots. I've written, oh, come on, man.
I also wonder that, right? These are the things that are taking off, right? And these people know what the plan is. The plan is they're all going up to the space station so they can gas and kill everybody on Earth. And there's still somebody in the control room being like, yep, launching. Wait, what about me?
That's true, actually.
What am I
Somebody
still
close.
fucking security guards with their guns? It's like, can I come?
Uh, no.
No, you're ugly. I don't want ugly people on my space station. Just me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently we learned it's a pre-range of flight program, conveniently. So Goodhead doesn't know where to fly a rocket to, so she just needs to just hold the steering wheel, I guess. And then she says, "Oh,
Still
that's Drax in
pressing
Moonraker
loads of
5."
buttons.
Oh, that's Drax in Moonraker 5. I read it. How does she know that? Just by looking at the
Also,
radar.
it then cuts to Drax staring out the window like he's noticed that it's them, but he hasn't. He's just evilly looking.
Shit villain.
He's really bad. He's a bad villain. I like Michael Lonsdale, but Jesus.
Yeah, no,
There's also the bit where Bond goes, "And the animals went in two by two." And he's like, "What do you mean by that?" So not too bright, is she?
no. And I love the way he's worked it all out by now, so there's no need later on for Drax to reveal his grand plan. But yeah,
He still will, though.
he still will. Bond spots the Death Star in the distance, but notices there's nothing on the radar as it has a cloaking device, an entire city in
Bullshit,
space.
bullshit,
Bullshit,
bullshit.
bullshit.
How has he built that? How has he built that without anybody noticing that
No,
that was happening?
no one on Earth, no one NASA, no one has spotted that. Sure, sure.
I will
Uh,
say that this is the point. Up until this point, I've been kind of, you know, it's relatively slow paced, but I've been with it. It fucking grinds to a halt right
yeah,
here. It
exactly.
just, oh Christ, it just, this I got this last half an hour or even like 25 minutes, not even half an hour. It's so boring.
And this is just it. This whole film gets sold on James Bond in space. He's only in space for 25 minutes. Like the
Yeah.
rest of it is quite a grounded Bond movie when you watch it. Okay, he's going from A to B to D, he's investigating to
Mm,
this, and that, and
mm,
then we get this silly nonsense for the last 25 minutes. Like, oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, totally.
yeah. It's also done that thing where they think they've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey and they think, oh, it's all in space, so it has to be really slow. It's like, that does not have to be this slow. People
No.
don't have to be moving at a fucking. I was at the point like, can I start fast forwarding bits of this? Because I'm pretty sure nothing's happening.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't have missed much. The shuttles begin docking, and a technician arrives and switch on the gravity, and everyone leaves their shuttles. And I've written down, why the fuck is Jaws and Dolly on here? Why? Especially Dolly. Why? What?
Yeah,
Why?
I've written down like, especially when he starts explaining his plan. Why is she going along with all this? She's like, why is she's just a woman that he's met, and this person's like, right, I'm going to kill everyone on Earth, create a new master race. She's like, yep, all right,
As long as I don't die. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty. I mean, if someone said that to me, like, I'm going to do this, I'd be like, I might come with you on your spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah. And during all this, Bond and Goodhead are just walking around in plain sight, and then Bond explains that those are the nerve gas canisters he saw in Venice. So slowly putting two and two together, and then yeah, that's when Drax explains his fiendish plan to everyone. And I've written down he wants to create a perfect race. Like, didn't Hitler want to do that?
Yeah, there's a big old whiff of Hitler about him.
Yeah, yeah. Operation Orchid, this is called. It starts to release nerve gas on Earth, and it'll kill everyone, and the perfect race will return to Earth and claim it. And I've written down, what sort of stupid bullshit is this? What is this?
Yeah,
This is nonsense. Fucking, how long are they going to stay out there for? A month? A week? What?
3 generations. Who knows?
Yeah. Um, Bond and Goodhead go to find the radar jamming cloaking system and quite easily say, "Oh, it's on level two, Vaughn." Okay, cool. I'll be go. Why would it say on the map the cloaking system?
And she distracts somebody by winking at them. Mm,
Oh,
oh, oh no! I've been
yeah.
knocked out.
Yeah, they both start beating officers up, and then she easily just switches off the cloaking system. And there you go, it's off.
Luckily, there's an off switch. Off.
And then everyone else starts going, "Oh, what the fuck's that?" And they're all calling each other in a panic. The canisters are being launched towards Earth, and then Jaws finds Bond and Goodhead and takes him away, but not before he gives Bond the thumb up. Space shuttles on Earth are making their way to help us. No, sorry. How have these dudes managed to assemble a crew, boarded the rockets, located it, and flown up there? Bullshit. Total
Yeah,
bullshit. Globe number two has been launched towards Earth and explains that there are 50 canisters in total, and when they're released, it will kill 100 million people. It's like 100 million? That's only a small proportion of the Earth. There's like 7 billion people on the planet, but all right,
yeah.
whatever.
You're going to go and reclaim that. The master race will go and reclaim the Earth from the other 6.9 billion people. How do you reckon that's going to go?
Fucking nonsense. An operator explains that there's a spacecraft en route, and Drax wants it to be destroyed. Then he shows the airlock chamber, which will dispose of Bond and Goodhead. I've written down, how many times has Drax showed Bond some sort of lever that will kill him
I
off, only
know.
for it to fail?
He just keeps doing it. Just why is he? Why is he still allowing him to be on the space station?
Why did he
Jaws
not
could rip
notice?
his head off his body. Just let him
Literally.
do it. It's also here's the airlock, but not this one. Won't be this airlock. Also,
Exactly.
why it's not that airlock? Also, why is there an airlock like that, like a man-shaped airlock in the fucking main control?
If someone leans on the
That
bar,
is,
oh!
that's an accident waiting to happen. This is where he starts going on about like, oh, nobody who, and he's like, nobody who doesn't live up to your standards of beauty will be allowed to in your perfect race. And it kind of cuts to Dolly, and it's like, yes, such as this hideously ugly woman
She's wearing glasses though.
with her massive pigtails.
Yeah, he just tricks Drax into saying all that, and then Jaws like, hang on, you managed to work this out. And then he just immediately does a face turn and starts beating him up. I'm like,
And I
oh
think
no.
this is why we haven't seen Jaws kill anyone to this point. He's been bumbling fool because he hasn't, because they knew he was going to turn him face at the end. Also, what was his plan? To smack people about because they arrest him really quickly.
Yeah, exactly, with sticks.
He's like, oh, damn it, I wasn't expecting sticks.
We see that the Death Star's about to shoot the USA space shuttle, but Bond then hits the gravity release button. Again, there's just a button in plain sight. You can just go,
Yeah.
sorted. And then,
Just be like, don't do it.
no,
No,
no.
I'm gonna. Uh,
And at this point, the Drax's astronauts start flying out of space, but
oh,
the USA astronauts, and this turns into full-blown Star Wars now. Everyone's just, pew, 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 just shooting each other.
I think this is probably what Donald Trump had seen when he set up Space Force. He's like, he's
Yeah,
seen this and go, that looks cool. It's like it's like fucking Laser Quest. Pew, 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 pew. It's so boring as well. It just it's so boring.
it's
So let's
so
get on with it.
boring. It's so shit. There's no need for any of this. Whilst all this bullshit's going on, the USA shuttle docks, and then the gravity's been restored on board, and everyone's pew 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 pewing on board. And then another canister heads towards Earth, so that's three now. And then Goodhead and Jaws are fighting Drax's bed, and then Drax tries to escape, but Bond follows him. And then Drax takes a gun and gives him another big old speech. And then,
I know. Just oh my god. It just gives him another bit of like, oh, I'm just going to talk rather than just killing you at this point.
yeah, but then Bond uses the dart into his heart. He's like, heartbreaking. He's like, "Oh, allow me. Opens the door and take one small step for mankind." It just goes out. The window goes, oh, just flies out.
Again, like Drax, his defining villain moment was running away.
Yeah, like a coward. What was he
Yeah.
going to do? To get in the emergency pod and fly off? I don't know. Oh, yeah, the good head asks where he went. He went, he had fly. Ugh, as if the other three puns he made.
It's not even funny. That's not
No,
even a pun.
no. Good head explains that once the Death Star blows up, all the canisters will be blowing up, so no damage will be done. But the other three have gone to Earth will kill millions. So then they decide, okay, well, they're going to have to blow up the other three. Bond tells the astronauts to get out, and then Goodhead and Bond go to Moonraker 5 so they can escape. But as they get ready to escape, they see that Jaws and Dolly are still on board and they're embracing. And then, oh, this bit is so cringe. Jaws opens a bottle of champagne with a bottle of Steve. Why is there a bottle of champagne on there? And then he
Well,
speaks.
Drax was a horny man.
Well, yeah, there's that. I don't remember Jaws speaking in these movies. He opens, he goes,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
well, here's to us. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that was actually Richard Keel's voice. There you go.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
And then Jaws and Dolly start waving goodbye. And then Bond over the intercom goes, Jaws, we can't get out. Would you mind opening it? And Jaws goes, oh, okay.
He like says to Dolly like, "Should I?" Yeah, yeah. No, all right.
Yeah, yeah, we've done a face turn. Yeah, it's fine. And then, yeah, so Jaws and Dolly get an escape pod of their own and go off. And
Well,
then
no, it's not the skate pod. It's the skate pod. It's just like the main bit. The
it's
main
just
bit
blown
just
up.
flies off, and they're like, "Don't worry, they'll make it. It's only 100 miles to Earth. So they will die. They will burn up on re-entry. That thing is not made to go into re-entry. They will be dead."
Yeah, absolutely. Then Goodhead locates the three globes on the radar as the rest of the Death Star's blowing up, and then they start pew 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 and destroying them, but then it starts overfiring, so he has to use manual fire. And I've written down
Like,
use the Force, Luke. It's
yeah, yeah,
literally
yeah.
what it
It's
is.
exactly what I've written down.
Yep. And then MQ, and they get it just in time. The day is saved. So then MQ, the MOD minister, and the other generals from Houston confirmed that Jaws and Dolly safely made it away. It's like,
Of course,
how do you,
of course they did. And then Jaws was arrested for his crimes.
yeah, one of his many, many crimes.
He's killed hundreds of people. He's definitely going to get arrested. I mean,
Yeah.
also, he's never in any of the other films.
No. So he might as well have just died.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we see on the monitors that Bond and Goodhead are having sex in zero gravity. I'm like, oh, and
That is
this
going
is,
to be messy. There is
yeah,
going to be jizz everywhere, just slowly flying into your own face, and there's nothing you can do about it. No,
horrible.
no. Oh, it's going to my nose. Oh,
Let's go back. And then
not
it's
supposed to
also a
get
bit,
jizz in it.
this is also being broadcast on the wires of Buckingham Palace. And then M goes, my God, what is he doing? And Q goes, I think he's attempting re-entry, sir. I was like, oh, that's quite funny. Quite like that.
It's the one bit that Hannah saw because she was out, and she said to me, went, ugh. Like,
Yeah, it's Rod.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and then Bond smiles at the camera and turns off the monitor, and then the credits hit. Oh fuck. It was Moonraker. Oh,
Moonraker.
yeah. So, I mean, I guess we kind of covered it earlier, but when we were kids, what did we like about these early
It's like
James Bond movies, early to mid James Bond movies?
it's a weird thing, right? Because on the one hand, it's kind of when you're younger, they're kind of thrilling and exciting, but except they're not really because they're still slow even compared to the stuff that we'd have been watching in the 90s, like
Mm,
stuff in the 80s. Like, yeah, you compare this to a Die Hard, light years apart, light years apart. I think part of it is just because it's and it'd be hard for anybody that's listening outside of the UK. It's such an English thing,
yeah.
such a piece, and more so, I think, in the 90s than it is now. Such a piece of like just this is British cinema.
Yep.
This is the kind of thing that it is, and it's sort of almost in like as a young boy watching it and then an Englishman doing it. It's like, oh, this is pretty cool. And it's also I think there is an attractiveness to young people, especially a formula. You know,
Mm.
you watch a Bond film, you know what you're getting. It's
Hmm.
the same thing over and over again, pretty much. And there's a degree of comfort to be had in that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Was there anything back then you didn't like about these mo movies?
I I mean I do recall even as a young kind of a younger person that the Bond films didn't keep my attention in the
Yeah,
way
same.
that sort of other action films or other films that I watched a lot would. So I wouldn't necessarily sit down and watch a Bond film from beginning to end. It would be on in my room on VHS. And this was like Goldeneye, one of the kind of the more exciting ones. You know, you put it on, you'd be like, oh, cool. I'm just gonna stop playing with my toys or something, or like doing this thing over here, or like I'm just gonna start poking around at this thing. You know, like you wouldn't just sit and watch it from beginning to end. And especially this one, 'cause towards the end, even as a young person, I thought towards the end, this got boring in the last half an hour.
And that might explain, well, especially for me, all these movies have merged into one because I think I did the same.
Mm.
I think I might have enjoyed Live and Let Die more because there's more action in that. Same with The Man with the Golden Gun. But yeah, there are some of these other ones where when there's not a lot happening, no, I don't want to watch this anymore. And then some of the Sean Connery ones, nah.
The Man with the Golden Gun is not a good film.
So I remember that being wicked, but I remember watching that.
Mm,
I'd probably watch it now, and be like,
mm.
this is shit. You know, it's very few of these Roger Moore ones are really good. There's kind of the nostalgia about it, but it's not like that is a good movie. Like when I went back and watched From Russia with Love and Goldfinger, like, those are good movies. Those are very,
Mm,
very good films. But
mm.
these Roger Moore ones are just dull. They
They've got
really
that
are.
sort of integrity and heft of like a good 60s spy thriller.
Yeah,
They're treated first like From Russia with Love is treated first and foremost as a spy thriller. It is
yeah.
not a Bond film in the way that this is a Bond film. It's not devolved into parody. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of beginning of the end for the Roger Moore ones because you've got before this what you've got Man with the Golden Gun, Live and Let Die,
Spy Love Me.
Spy Love Me, and Spy Love Me is again go back and watch it. It is very very similar to this.
Mm.
After this, you've got what
For Your Eyes
Octopussy.
Only, Octopussy, View to a Kill.
None of I mean, I don't think I've ever seen For Your Eyes Only.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it either.
It doesn't ring any bells. I mean, I don't think I've seen Octopussy.
I've seen bits. Again, another one of those a bit at the beginning bit when these two guys are stabbing some clown and he's got an egg. I remember that
Yeah,
bit.
I've seen A View to a Kill. I've definitely seen A View to a
Yeah, I've
Kill.
seen that. Yeah,
And
Live and Let Die. I've
that's
seen
not very good.
multiple times.
Yeah, I've seen the early ones. But I think For Your Eyes Only, not Octopussy. I'm not sure if I've
Mm,
seen them. I don't think I'd rush out to see them though.
no, in fact, I think the first Bond movie I ever watched from start to finish was License to Kill because we rented it out from the video shop when it came out and I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
I'd have seen something before that. I'd have probably seen it like a Goldfinger or a Doctor No or something like that.
Yeah, I'd
Anyway.
seen Goldfinger, but not in the same way. Anyway, did you like anything about this movie now?
Yeah, I mean, the first hour and a half, for all of its sort of compromised elements, like it's silly, it's still fairly entertaining. Like it's
Hmm,
like the first hour in particular is perfectly fine and watchable. It's formulaic, the action is slow, the music doesn't always fit, but there's nothing to hate. I mean, even though you can get past Michael Lonsdale being half asleep and being a really bad, like he's not a good villain, he's not threatening
yeah.
at all. It's still fairly entertaining.
And what did I have? I said George is a hulking presence, which is kind of cool, even though he is
Mm,
bumbling. The stunts are very good, especially the airplane scene. That bit is fucking
yeah.
excellent. That bit. Some of the lines are quite funny. Yeah, it is formulaic, but it's easy to follow. It moves from A to B to C to D, whatever. But there's just too much stupid shit. Like the Jaws love angle and face turn. Hated that. Hated the gondola bit. Like I was all right with the chase, but as soon as it turned into that hovercraft bit, the Star Wars bit at the end is like, oh come on. Um,
It's very, very clearly Star Wars is popular.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, and Goodhead's acting is woeful. I'm like, it's really, really shit.
I thought she was fine.
No, I think there've been better Bongos. I mean, not many. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Brett Eklund's not particularly good in The Man with the Golden Gun, but yeah.
no, they're
Right.
not cast.
Anyway,
They're not cast for their acting prowess.
no, the hot women. Yeah, go on. Right. Okay. Before we make a final decision, Smith trivia. What you got for us?
Yeah. Okay. So as we said, 11th Bond film, fourth time Roger Moore plays Bond, and the third directed by Lewis Gilbert. Now, he directed this, he directed the one immediately before it, The Spy Who Loved Me, and he directed You Only Live Twice, all of which feature very similar elements. You know, the bit in You Only Live Twice where the American commandos storm the volcano, the
Mm.
bit in The Spy Who Loved Me where the American commandos storm the underwater base, and the bit in Moonraker where the American commandos storm the Death Star. Um, it budget of 34 million. It was a huge spend for the era and more than twice the cost of The Spy Who Loved Me. In fact, Cubby Broccoli argued that the cost of 10 minutes of this was the cost of the opening credits of this cost more than the entirety of Doctor No. You would have noticed as well that at the end of The Spy Who Loved Me, it says Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only, except Star
Mm.
Wars came out in the intervening period, turned out to be very popular, and they shifted to Moonraker. Moonraker is based on an Ian Fleming novel, but it has almost absolutely nothing in common with the source material. So
Yeah.
it does have a villain called Drax, who is revealed to be a secret Nazi. So there is a sort of a
Hmm.
betweenness of that in here. I think that's kind of kept, but it's about people developing rockets, and it's developing rockets which he's then planning to fire on London. So it's got nothing to do with space whatsoever.
That would have been a better film.
Yeah, yeah, I think probably would have been, but they wouldn't have taken it seriously because it's more era Bond.
Mm.
So the this was a French English co-production, hence why Michael Lonsdale and Corinne
Dufour.
Marie, I think. No, well, as that's the character's name. Whatever the name of the actress was, they were putting it because it was an English-French co-production.
Mm.
They needed to have a certain number of French actors in it to seal the deal. So hence why you get Michael Lonsdale, who is French, in the role of Drax. And the Drax California estate, as I said earlier, actually was in France, quite obviously.
Yeah.
What else? Here, that's yeah. The gondola to hovercraft was genuinely hard to pull off. It worked on the fifth attempt, with Roger Moore falling in all the other four times to add a bit of extra danger to it. It was his only suit left for the day, so they would have had to have stopped filming. All the rest had been ruined when they were falling into the water. Um, Bernard Lee's final performance as M. He died in 1981.
Very sad.
Um, Apparently, the Bond song, it's the third Bond song, Shirley Bassey, I think we said earlier, it was recorded at very short notice.
Yeah.
So they kind of got rid of it fucking shows. It's terrible. I forgot what else we got.
The
Got a
script
little
was
bit of
also written at very short notice as well.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Last bits I've got here. Um, Oh, actually, there was a bit about the book that I forgot to mention. Is the book was itself based on a film script that Ian Fleming had written and was never
Mm.
released. So it is a film based on a book based on a film. Steven Spielberg, I know you mentioned a thing earlier about him and the music rights. He also offered to direct a Bond film. Now, as conflicting as you see it be this, for the time, it probably would have been this, or
Hmm.
maybe the one after, but obviously never came to pass. The cable that Jaws bites into was made of licorice,
Mm.
hence why it snaps so obviously. And one of the reasons why apparently Jaws turns face in this film is that the production company received a number of letters from children asking why he could be a goodie instead of a baddie. So they were like, oh yeah, cool, let's make him. Shouldn't do that. Now listen, kids, they're fucking stupid. Final
Yeah.
bit, the bits filmed in Venice were filmed roughly around about the same time that Pope John Paul I died, and the ringing of the bells in Venice was so loud that they had to stop filming for a whole day because they couldn't get any sound. And that is most of my trivia.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I had anything else. Oh no, I think the only thing I had was what you said earlier when they had to shift gears to Moonraker from You Only Live, sorry, from For Your
For
Eyes
your eyes
Only.
only.
The poor scriptwriter had an 8 week deadline to get it written, so he was working 18-hour days for 8 weeks, and the script that he used was his first draft. That became the shooting script. So that's why it's not as polished. There aren't as witty dialogue and all that sort of shit. But to
I
be
mean, I will
fair,
say, for a
you're not
first
that
draft, it's
not
not
bad.
bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, apart from the shitty Star Wars bit at the end. But yeah, the first hour and a half, fine.
That's not the script's fault. That's just the way it's shot.
Yeah. Right then, final verdict. Does it hold up?
It's tricky. It's really tricky because there's almost two answers to this. Does it hold up as a film in its own right? Not really. Does it hold up as a Bond film? Yeah. It's yeah, it's hard. It's two answers. Um, I think on balance, because of all the silly shit and because of the crap villain, I'm going to say no. There are
Yes,
better Bond films out there.
exactly. That's how I feel like. I was watching, I was like, quite entertained by this. I couldn't quite get past some of the silliness, but it went to shit at the end. And then when you compare it against much better Bond films, like, no, I'm sorry.
Compare it
This is,
directly against the one that came before it. It's
yeah,
there is about 40 minutes of a good film in here.
yeah, yeah, great. Couple more rewrites, or like I said earlier, just go with the actual proper source material. Don't have the silly Star Wars shit. Then yeah,
No.
might have worked. There you go. Right. So next episode's nomination. Now, that is our 50th episode. So very
Mm.
special. It's coming up to our third year anniversary and it's our 50th anniversary. So yeah, I can't believe it's gone that quickly. But yeah, it's Smith's turn to pick what we're covering next. So what are we doing, Smith?
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, so what is the best cop-related action film of the 90s?
I mean, I rather like Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Is that the 90s?
91, I think. Yeah.
No, that's quite a good film. Okay, okay, okay. Not that then. What's the best Eddie Murphy film of the 90s?
There's not many. I kind of like The Nutty Professor. Oh,
Oh,
that's not a cult
okay.
movie though.
What have I said? Do 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 do
But
do 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 do
but that's
do
80s,
do do
Smith.
do. Oh yes, no, the first one is,
Oh no.
and the second one
Oh
I
no.
think is, but the third one,
Oh Lord.
third time's a charm.
Beverly Hills Cop 3. Why is it always on this podcast we end up covering the third film? It always seems like the third film of something falls off a cliff.
Or in the case of Moonraker, the 11th.
The 11th, yeah. Yeah. All right. Beverly Hills Cop 3 is, again, a film I've genuinely not watched in years. But as a child, that was my favorite, which is bizarre. You'd think the first
I
one would have
think
been.
it. I almost certainly think it's the one that I've seen the most.
Yeah, definitely. I don't
The
think I've ever
second,
watched two
the
properly.
least.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have.
Insane.
I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan, but yeah.
There you go. All right, cool. Beverly Hills Cop 3 it is. Right then, just going to plug our socials before we get out of here. So we're on email at it doesn't hold up podcast at gmail.com. We're on Instagram at it doesn't hold up podcast. We're on Twitter, or X as it's now known, it doesn't hold up pod. We are on YouTube at it doesn't hold up podcast. And we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other places you listen to podcasts. Give us a good review, like us, follow us, share us, and remember to keep those suggestions coming. So, Smith, is there anything else you would like to say on Bond before we get out of here and regroup for Beverly Hills Cop 3?
Yes. Go and make Mr. Bond a sandwich. Make sure some ham comes to him.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I was just going to say, well, here at the Doesn't Hold Up podcast, we are licensed to thrill.